First of all, we recognize that our road crews, our snow team, has worked hard already this year. When we were here before, we saw a lot more salt, but we have seen us address equipment issues, our staffing issues long term, and we will make sure that there are people to attack every route in Kansas City. One thing that we ask for, though, is your patience in connection with it. We recognize that this storm can drop a lot. Actually, what's usually our typically largest storm of the season is what we're going to see this week. We just had a record only a few weeks ago. And so when we talk about totals that are 4 to 8 inches, we recognize that sometimes that's something that is not addressed immediately. We'll continue to focus on arterials early. We encourage you to follow the My KCMO app in connection with making sure that you're tracking where the routes are, what's being done. You can go on the city website as well. We'll also make sure that we have solutions and make sure we address issues with the cold weather. We have very seriously cold weather coming up this week. Make sure that you check on and think about all of those in your community, and we'll make sure we have a full response there. But more than anything, I want to say, I'm proud of the folks in Public Works, in Parks, in the Water Department, and throughout Kansas City. These storms are serious, and they can be dangerous. So we ask you, particularly on Wednesday, when it looks like we'll have the heaviest snows, if you don't need to go out onto the streets, you likely need to find some way to make sure you don't need to. We'll see how the forecasts work out over the next few days, but that's going to be our initial advice. I'll remind you that the snow team has over 400 trained city employees driving large plows, smaller trucks, is equipped to cover 103 snow plow routes throughout the city, and we have more than 300 trucks available. So we're getting out there to address every neighborhood, every nook and cranny in Kansas City. If you have concerns that your neighborhood hasn't been hit, Brian and I certainly love being tagged on social media. The real way to let us know, My KCMO app, tell us your neighborhood, tell us your streets, and that's the way we can get it addressed. So thank you all for helping to share the message. We're excited to be back in Kansas City and make sure that we're still back in winter. We'll get through this storm, and hopefully we have no more winter storms left after that. As I said before, and I still believe it, what is it? It's no problem, right? And so our view is that we'll be able to address it, and we'll be able to get this done with the hard work of our city staff. With that, I turn it over to our city manager, Brian Platt.
Thank you. So as you've probably seen, our snow crews began pre-treating roads this morning around 7 or 8 in the morning, hitting all streets, main roads and neighborhood roads, every single street. We will be out 24 hours a day, every single day until all of our streets are free and clear of snow and ice. We've restocked all of our salt piles and salt domes to make sure we've got enough. We will be using Ice Band, that blue salt that you've seen that works better at lower temperatures. We're ready and we're prepared. Every storm we learn a little bit more and continue to improve and build on our operations. Some of the things that you're seeing that are different this year are focusing on sidewalks, bike lanes, some of those secondary types of things beyond the streets, which are really important to those of us that are taking different types of transit, those that have different accessibility challenges and that sort of thing. So we're really proud of the team. They're excited. They're out there now. We're continuing to build on the operation.
Good seeing you.